Hey Max, how's it going?
Good. How you doing, man?
All right. I know we got limited time, so let me just hop in here. How did you and Greg first meet up, and what prompted the two of you to record some demo material together?
Yeah, we worked together on a Soulfly Omen record, Rise of the Fallen, and had a great time. And I love the track. It's actually one of Soulfly's biggest songs we ever did. And I really love the energy that Greg brought to the track. And working with Greg was really fun. And Greg called me maybe a month after that and had this idea of making a nail bomb kind of record and invite me to be the co-founder. And to be truthful, I wasn't looking for another thing, so I already had Cavalera, Conspiracy, and Soulfly. So I told him, I don't know, man, I'm kind of busy, and I really don't know if I get time to do this. And he's like, you have to. It's gonna be like nail bomb. Fuck all that shit. Fuck everything. Just do it. And he convinced me. Greg is very energetic, if you know him, and was not too hard to convince. So we started jamming together, and he came to Phoenix, and we wrote the first demos that sound like dog shit, but had a beginning, and we got the thing started. And he knew a drummer called Dave Village, and told me he was a great drummer, and I saw his videos with Mars Volta and blew me away, and I went to jam with him and Greg, and I was completely blown away. The guy is fucking awesome, and Killer BQ just got better and better within the times. Every time we jam, we got better and more songs, and then we had like half of the record already written, just me, Greg, and Dave, and then Troy joined the band and brought a bunch of songs like Save the Robots and Forbidden Fire, and then we entered the studio and just did whatever we wanted. That's what's cool about Killer, because there was no rule, there was no really anything telling us what to do, no outside influences. We just did what we wanted to, what we thought was good for the record, just making a cool record. That was really the priority of this project. For me, it was to have fun, make a good record, have fun with the record, have fun singing with two of my favorite singers in the metal world, and just doing that, and we did that. And I really loved the whole process of how Killer BQ became to be, and how the album actually turned out. I think the album is very surprising, fresh, and exciting, and full of really, really exciting new ideas, and thrash songs mixed with heavy songs, mixed with melodic songs, and three vocals on every song, and the whole thing is really unusual and fun, and I really, really enjoy it. And I really love the reaction that it's getting from everybody that heard it. Is really, really digging the album right now. So I'm really excited for it.
You mentioned how Dave kind of got brought into the group, but you just said that Troy entered the group. You didn't specify exactly how he got involved in it. I'm just curious how that team up came about.
Well, we needed a bass player, and we were looking at possibilities, and some of the names got thrown in the mix, like Nate from Converge, and then I think Greg mentioned Troy. I was like, I know Troy from Mastodon, and he can sing too, and I was very sold on that because of the voice idea. Because for me, if Killer BQ had three people singing, it would be fucking killer. It would be like the thing that would make this band unusual and different. Because it was just me and Greg would sound a lot like Rise of the Fallen, which is great, but needed something else, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And having Troy with this Mastodon voice, and he even sounds like Lemmy sometimes on the record, which is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I think it was the missing piece, and I have to give Greg credit for that, for bringing Troy in and bringing Dave. So Greg is really, a lot of came out of him, the creation of the band and the musicians that he brought together, And I was just really like, all right, let's play, let's have fun with this thing, let's just do it and write a lot of riffs for it. I wrote a lot of riffs for this record, and I had a lot of fun on the making of the record.
The press release specifically notes that you used the drum machine for Chaos AD and a couple other albums. Was this specific drum machine vital to the writing or recording phases pre or post Killer Be Killed's formation? I'm just curious on this.
Yeah, we didn't actually kept anything from it in the album, unfortunately. It's the drum machine I used on Head Up with the Deftones. I used the same drum machine for Chaos AD, Nail Bomb, it's an old drum machine. I've been using that thing for 20 years now. I'm surprised it hasn't not died on me yet. It's fucking tough as shit, man. It's a good company. It's a Korg.
Nice.
And they make good shit that lasts. And I have a really old school way of recording that I've been using for 20 years or so. It's a 4-track, the drum machine, and a Korg drum machine and a Korg guitar pedal, and I just plug those in and write all my music in it. So we wrote all the first demos of Killer Be Killed on that when it was first called Negative Fucks. Was the first name we had. And it's very, very, sounds like dog shit. Sounds horrible. If you listen to it, it's not the same band. You'll be like, totally like, there's no way this is the same band that finished the record. It's a totally different band, but the spirit is there on those demos with that drum machine. Then it's the birth of the band, between me and Greg. We gave birth to the idea. And we carried the spirit throughout the whole recording, because I think the spirit of this record is to do things that is the first thought is what counts, not to overthink. So a lot of the songs are first riffs that I first wrote the riff. We kept the original idea. We didn't fucking change it. We kept it. We didn't overthink it. We didn't overuse it. And a lot of the record is done like that, especially the first song, Wings. It's a total song like that came out of a jam. We were just jamming this melodic riff, sounded like U2, Bloody Sunday, and I was like, I have another riff to go with that. I made a heavy riff, very kind of max riff, and then we decided to make a Slayer part, very fast part in the middle, and we had the whole song. So it was a lot of the spirit of this record was like that. It was really kind of like really unpredictable, and not really thought too much about it. We didn't really over-thought the songs. We didn't fucking spend days on each song like some bands do. We just a couple hours in a song, and when we thought it sounded good enough, let's go to the next one. Let's move on. The song is good enough, let's go to the next one. And we created the whole record like that, and I think that's what's cool about the Killer Be Killed record, that he kept that almost kind of punk spirit to it. I think that's how punk music is written, most of it. More like, don't overthink it, just the first idea, the raw idea is what you keep, and you go with that. And I think we kept a lot of that stuff for Killer Be Killed.
You keep mentioning the demos. I'm just curious, is there any way that we can hear the demos? I would love to be able to hear how different it sounds
like
from the
dog
album.
Shit, I'm telling you. It's awful. It's like we play for some people, and people were like, turn this off, I cannot listen to this any longer. But yeah, I mean, we should release them next year. I think it'll be fun to let people know how this thing started.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it. That'd be awesome.
There's the name of the songs are different. Like Illuminati was one song, and Chloroform was another song. They never came out. And there's a song that we started with the doll. We had it was like a G.I. Joe army doll that made us sound like. And we recorded the doll with the microphone and started the song with that. And we didn't actually do that on the album. I don't know why. I wanted to. We end up forgetting. You go in the studio, you end up just forgetting shit.
Yeah.
And you got so much other stuff on the studio anyway. But it was Greg was doing a lot of stuff in his computer. He had a Mac, whatever, ProBook, whatever they call it. So he had a lot of music written with him on his program, and I had my 4-track machine, and we just set up camp at home in my house and just wrote songs all day long. And some of it we actually sang on it with me and him, very, very shitty microphones, and sounds like total dog shit. But the spirit of the project, you can feel it even on those shitty songs. That's why I think we should definitely release it next year for people to hear.
You should. Will Killer Be Killed, is that going to be a band that's going to actually tour at some point? Or are the schedules that the four of you have just too conflicting and that's just not a possibility?
No, we'd like to do something with it. I think it's worth it. It's such a cool record that it deserves to at least do one big world tour and play America at least once, let people hear it, see it one time, and go to Europe and play some festivals, and maybe South America, Australia. And then maybe, I don't know if we're going to do another record. We haven't thought about it yet, and this is for the future. I love to make a second record, give it another shot, and try to beat this one, try to make a better one than this one. But realistically, that's going to be next year. If we're going to do this live stuff, that's when everybody's free from their bands, is next year, because we all have schedules with our bands. I'm with Soulfly to the end of the year. Greg is with Dillinger. Troy's with Mastodon. And Dave is with Miley Cyrus, I think. Believe it or not. And so I think next year is when we can actually get together and do a small world tour, I bet. For me, there'll be the ideal thing to be a small world tour with America and Europe and Australia.
What's next for you? I know you said you're going to be working with Soulfly. Is there anything else music-related or band-related going on that's coming up?
Well, we have a video for Killer Be Killed. We do it Saturday for Wings. I don't even know what kind of video we're making. It's with Thomas Mignon, and he did he did Sepultura, Roots, and Soulfly, Back to the Primitive, World Scum. He's a great director, so I'm sure he's going to come up with some really cool concepts. And after that, I'm going to Russia with Korn. We opened for Korn in Russia for like 10 shows, and then we're doing a bunch of festivals in Europe, Hellfest, and a bunch of German and Turkey festivals. And then we're coming in America. I think we're trying to hook up with Noisem and do an American tour with Noisem. Hopefully that will happen. And just keep busy, just keep touring throughout the whole year. And then hopefully next year, Killer Be Killed.